Hey, welcome back to another week. This is week 6 of the San Diego podcast for the mic drop. Today we have a really cool guest. Known him for a long, long time. Was out there in the Bay Area. I'm from Sacramento, so we'd always run back and forth. Give a big round of applause, everybody, for Stuart B. Thompson.
That's very generous. Thank you, Carlos. Nice to see you, dude.
Nice to see you, man. Wait, you are from? Wait, are you from the Bay Area or around?
Yes. So I was born in San Francisco, and I lived all over the Bay Area between Marin County and the East Bay until I was done with college.
Where'd you go to
Yeah,
college?
I went to UC Berkeley.
Oh shit, like a champ.
Yeah, no, I was good at school, and I worked really hard, and then that place kicked my ass. So it was a beautiful, humbling experience. But I got to that's when I started doing comedy. Was when I was a freshman at Cal, and one of my fraternity brothers, said, "Hey, you're funny. I want to go try comedy," and we both went with a friend of ours and signed up for the Brainwash in San
Oh, the
Francisco.
brainwash. I haven't
Yeah,
heard.
it's a some people who are not familiar may have heard other comics talk about it. People like Ali Wong started at the Brainwash. It's a legendary
Yeah.
Thursday open mic that would happen in the South of Market District in San Francisco, and it was a cafe slash laundromat where they would do comedy sometimes, and sometimes it felt more like a homeless shelter than it did a comedy space or a restaurant or a place where you could wash your clothes. But they had some good quesadillas, and I got to meet some of the people that I'm still friends with in comedy, which
Yeah,
was
man.
kind of a
That's
brilliant thing.
crazy. You did the Purple Onion too as well, right?
Yeah, so there was a producer in the Bay Area at the time that the host of The Brainwash, Tony Sparks, who's considered the
Mm-hmm.
godfather of San Francisco comedy,
Tony
connected me
Sparks.
with. Yeah. He and Tony was one of the first people to champion me as a comedic mind. So I'm eternally grateful to him for that.
Hmm.
And he connected me with this producer, Jabari Davis, who was putting together shows originally in the dark room
Hmm.
in the Mission District, beautiful black box theater, one of the
Yeah.
first places I got paid to do comedy. And then, Jabari would, put together, I think looking back, it was essentially a bringer show where you were, encouraged to reach out to your friends and relatives and coworkers to come see you perform. And it was a lot of newer comics, people who are usually less than 10 years in,
Hmm.
and with the occasional headliner popping through like a Tony Baker or someone like that. And but he would actually give you a split of the ticket sales. So there was at least some financial incentive. Where I live in LA, there's a lot of bringer shows where, that's not the case. You're just, told you bring people or you don't go on stage. And Jabari was a little bit more interested in like, at least what it, from my perspective, community profiting,
Hmm.
jointly off of this venture. So yeah, I got to perform at the legendary Purple Onion, and I've always been attracted to places that have history, and the Purple Onion is quintessentially that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like it's so funny because like I got on the tail end. I was coming back from like I stopped doing stand up for like 8 years, and then I came back in and I got to do the tail end of the Purple Onion. And yeah, Tony
Mhm.
Sparks, great because it's so funny because you're saying these names that I haven't heard or seen in a while. And Tony's still around though, but Tony would be like he was very he was very nice and didn't hold back to give a comic a compliment, which you hardly see nowadays. From my perspective, but he's like he was always just like, hey, he was like he'd walk up, he's like, you're funny, he just completely, hey, beautiful people.
Hey, sugar nasty.
Yeah, the hostess with the mostest. And then
Yeah.
Jabari Davis, yeah, man, it was crazy. Like that cat, and then also too, like Herb had his room too. I can't remember Herb,
Mhm.
a Peralta, right? La Peralta.
Il Parata, or I think it was Il Parata. I think.
Yeah, that place was
Hmm.
always jumping too. And then there was another spot too. Big Al had it. I can't remember.
Club Deluxe.
Yes, the Club Deluxe. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Oh man, that was a Monday, right? It was not a Monday or.
Yeah, yeah, I believe it was like a Monday, maybe it was like a monthly show. I think I maybe did it once, but and I don't even know if I ever ended up doing Il Parada. I hung out there a lot. It was
Mhm.
um, Kiko Breeze was the guy who I think
Oh,
helped
Keep
run
Coca
that
Breeze, that's
one.
right. Herb had
Yeah.
another room then. Herb had one room that was like over in
Okay.
the mission too, and it was cracking. I can't remember what that was called, but yeah, no. I remember one time it was me and a couple comics, and we were coming in from Sacramento
Hmm.
to do deluxe, and it was the Giants were playing the Texas Rangers. This is their first World Series, and as we're
Oh
coming
wow.
over the bridge, they win. And I just looked at the other comics. I go, well, there goes our set because no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, they're burning down the city, man.
They were burning down the fucking city. It was insane. I go, dude, all you have to do is say Giants and you're set, and then they're gonna yell for the rest of the 15 minutes that you're up, or 7 minutes that you
Hmm.
get. But
Yeah.
yeah, but that's cool, man. And then you were talking earlier, a baby. How old is baby?
Oh yeah. So my wife and I had a baby last summer. The baby's now 9 months old, and
Oh shit,
it's
yeah.
been a huge, change in our life. Anyone who's a parent can attest to that. It's we kind of did it an interesting way because my wife and I were interested in getting married and starting a family, but my wife's a little bit older than me, and so biologically time was of the essence. So we ended up finding out we were pregnant around Halloween of 2024, and then I proposed in February. We got married in May, and the baby came in July. So we just
Shotgunned it
kind of,
all.
yeah, no, it's God is not kind to women in that respect, where you're, and society is not kind to women in that way either, where you're encouraged to do all these things and become a mother while also trying to have a career and have
Mhm.
other pursuits. But then there's a shot clock,
Yeah.
and with fellas it's not quite the same way, and so we knew we could have a party anytime,
Mm.
but this baby needed to arrive at a certain time. So we figured, all right, well, let's figure this out first, and then and thankfully we ended up working it out, and it ended up being a lovely ceremony. And my wife was a champ for being able to carry this baby for as long as she did, and now we have this sweet little girl who is crawling and getting ready to walk, or, and probably soon after that run around our house like a mad woman.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, man, that's awesome that you're like that's a ton of blessings all in a short span, man. That's great.
Yeah.
And it's for like with that being said and being changed, were you afraid that it might change your stand up at all or anything, or has your stand up changed completely around or anything?
Yeah, I mean, the way I go about doing stand up has definitely changed because time wise
Mm.
there are different responsibilities that I have to attend to, and I I have opened for and performed with enough comics who were absent fathers, I think is the most charitable way to describe it.
That's
And
good.
people who would tell me about how they got alimony that has to cross state lines, and
Yeah.
just, and I didn't want to be that comic.
Hmm.
I wanted to have a presence in my kid's life because it's I benefited from having my parents in my life in definitely different magnitudes throughout my childhood, but like their presence is why I am who I am.
Hmm.
So I want to be able to pass that to her. And so there was I definitely was freaking out in, rationally or irrationally, because of like, I thought my whole life I thought I was going to become, because my wife has a wonderful 9 to 5 job that affords us, most of the luxuries in our life. And
Yeah,
she makes way more money than I do. But
yeah.
like, but so I thought I was going to become this like stay at home like trad husband
Hmm.
kind of person. Like I was going to kind of just become a male version of a 50s housewife. And and I was like, all right, I got to figure out, in some ways it makes more sense if I
Hmm.
were to become that person, because like I already do a fair amount of the housework. I'm taller than my wife. I can reach the high places that need dusting.
Yeah.
Most of the service workers that come to the house are men. Let
Uh,
me hang with my boys.
yeah. Come on in, fellas.
Yeah. So it felt like it was like, this is kind of designed to be a dude hang anyway. So
That's awesome.
uh, why not lean into it? But we've figured out, our rhythm for now, and the rhythm will change again. And our I also was really excited to have a daughter, partially because I had just recorded a special that covered a lot of my beginnings in comedy,
Hmm.
being a college student, being a young adult, being a man who dated and hopefully thought critically and thoughtfully about the world. And now this was a nice opening to a new chapter where I could have new material. And I asked my wife if we could name our daughter New 20 Minutes, but she respectfully declined. And also, that's kind of rude to my daughter. It's like, only 20?
Yeah, only 20. Yeah, yeah. Not even a whole special? I thought it was
No,
special.
yeah. No, yeah, just a just a quickie on YouTube.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
So
it's funny that you mentioned that about the comic that owes alimony and stuff like that, because like it's so like in the same coin, like we see the go on the road with these comics, and you're like, oh, this is stand up, and this is like the awesome side of it, the glory side, like go wherever we want, come whenever we da 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 da, and then but you like, and then also you turn to a certain age, you're like, yeah, but yeah, he was paying alimony and got all kinds of fucking problems. It's like that doesn't like. That's so weird how you grow up a little bit more and you're like, oh, dude, they were kind of going at it a little bit the wrong way.
yeah, I mean, it's so hard to predict where our life is going to go. I mean, hopefully we have enough common sense to make, some good choices
Hmm.
that lead to a balanced existence. But I definitely, what changed for me was when I would work with a comic who is like, I'd look at the road dates and see that they were on the road 50 out of 52 weekends a year.
Hmm.
And I was like, there was a part of me that was like, oh man, they're really grinding. They're working really hard. I'm sure they're crafting a new hour every year. They must be so prolific. I was like, no, they got bills to pay.
Yeah,
That had they maybe made different choices, they might not be on the road that often.
they could
It
say
felt
no to
like,
things. Yeah.
yeah, it felt like they were kind of in this prison of their own making.
Hmm. Yeah,
And I
man.
don't
I'm sorry.
no, no. The one thing I want to say is like I don't besmirch anyone who gets divorced.
No.
Like usually a divorce is hopefully an answer to a really grand problem
Mm.
that cannot be solved any other way. I don't feel. I mean, divorce is so expensive that like I can't imagine people are doing it willy nilly.
Yeah.
But like if you can avoid it, I and
Yeah.
that my hope is that like the life that I've chosen will allow me to have a little bit more agency and power over like how I put my art together and put it out into the world.
Yeah, you were saying too, like, it's funny, to save on this point, it's uh, like now that I'm married as well, and you said something about
Mhm.
time and about how like you got to figure out how your time is. So it's like I've gotten more easier to say no, because at one point I would say yes to everything, because it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm doing what I want to do, I'm doing da da da, but then it's like I got to a point where it's like I do need to be home, I do need to be present. I mean, I don't have a kid, but I do have a wife, and that's someone that you can neglect.
Yeah.
So it's like I definitely understand that now, you know. And
Yeah,
that's why
man.
I don't want that to lead to divorce. I was like, yo, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm taking this date off.
Yeah, you want to have a life worth talking about.
Yeah, be a person. Be
And
a
and part of that is having an interplay with your romantic partner, your spouse, even if it's a roommate or a close friend, like you got to have these experiences with your friends to be able to reflect on them and connect with an audience.
Mhm.
So I'm still figuring out what that balance is, because I do feel like I sometimes when I could be a better friend,
Mm.
but most of my friends lately are understanding, because like the first year of a child's life is a beautiful nightmare. And
Yeah.
gotta, they're giving me some grace in terms of like being able to hang out, but I do feel like I might be playing catch up for a long time.
Sure. Yeah, man. What was I gonna tell you too? I was gonna say something, but then I got ADD'd out. Um, damn. Okay, I'll probably remember it in a minute.
It'll come back.
It'll come back. That happens, man. I'll have like you'll say a phrase and then I'll go off and I'm like, oh yeah, and da 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 da, and then all of a sudden I'll pay attention to the next thing you say and then I lose it and then I'm on to something else. It's terrible. But okay. So how about this? How about are you ready for trivia? Because we're gonna do some
I'm ready.
trivia. Okay, cool. All right. So let me get that going and then I'll put up the scoreboard. Is that how it goes? Oh, there we go. Boom. Yeah. If I'm looking down, it's not that I'm not paying attention to you. It's because I'm live editing as we're doing this. So it's like my engineer's not here. So I'm like, I got multiple hats on.
You're a Renaissance man today.
Right? I am definitely making that money. There was a say. Oh, that's what it was. It was about stand up and about how, cause it was mine's has changed because being married, I had all this, I was really, really worried about being in love and being on stage. And I was like, oh, and then I was like, well, I'm going to write, pro love instead of against love. Cause I was like, it'd be a really, really way better, accomplishment if I could do that, because everyone could shit on love and type of stuff. So I started doing that. I started really working on that a lot. And it's so funny because, I was like, I'm losing all of this single material. I'm losing all this dating stuff. And now I'm switching over to this husband and learning and discovering. And I am not bullshitting. It is way better than any of my single and dating shit. It's really weird because it's hitting a whole demographic that I didn't even know that was in the audience there. While they, like I was like, of course everyone had dated before, but like, they're like, yeah, there's something else. There's another level. There's a deeper level in relationships. And I was like, dude, this is crazy. And then they're like, yeah, son. It's funny because the audience is kind of looking at me like, yeah, that's just year one. Wait till you get to where it sucks again. And then it gets better again. And then it's like, it's funny. It's fun. It's actually really fun and that's what I love about stand-up comedy is when you can enjoy it and it's really fun to discover, it's like playful.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And discover like that you connect with people that you might not have thought you would connect with before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely feeling that with a lot of the material that I'm working on is about like how my daughter came into this world and the many, medical interventions my wife and I considered and even delved into to, make her a reality. And so a lot of people in the audiences that I perform with, just by the nature of the world that we live in, are also going through those things.
Yeah.
And so I feel like when I see people after a show, the people who are talking to me are not just saying like, hey, fun show, great set, or whatever, or, thanks for coming by. It's more like we're in this too. I feel like the connection is deeper. And I think the more that we, live a life and take risks and, because, committing to someone is in some ways a risk. You could call it an investment. You could call it just like, we are literally falling into something, whether, we're falling into love or into marriage or whatever, that requires some courage. And I think people can identify with that level of courage.
Yeah. And then, then they get, like, it's so relatable and then it's palatable. And it's like, and then on top of that, what I like too is when you're dealing with an audience and then you reach that connection and then there's people that don't know about it. It's also a double dip because like, oh, let me explain. And then these guys are all on the inside joke and these guys are getting explained to, and they're like, really? Like, yes, dude. It's insane.
Yeah.
I love stand-up science. I like the whole breakdown of it and getting excited about why it works. People say if you have to explain a joke, it's not funny. It's like no. That's bullshit. It's fun. It's fun if you figure it out and then you can look at the all intricate pieces of it. I'm all excited. I'm sorry.
No, it's great. I think there is a way to explain it that can be fun in a live setting. I think if I'm on a plane sitting next to someone and I have to explain a joke, then yeah, we got problems. Probably because I made the mistake of going into jokes in row 23. I should have.
Well, they asked. They always ask.
They asked, and I should have said insurance salesman. And they.
Yeah, just let me be.
But in a live setting, like if you can, play one side of the crowd against another, then you can have this sort of like, oh, there's a very playful us and them kind
Mm-hmm.
of mentality.
Yeah, right on. Okay, so this is the first question,
Okay.
and it's a geography question, I guess you can say.
Okay.
So it's okay. So, where is the where's the Liberty Bell located?
The Liberty Bell
Yeah,
in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
boom. There we go. I got to give you the where's it? Where's it
Seen it, saw the crack. It is profound.
at? Yeah, I ended up going and catching it too, checking it out. It was pretty interesting, and then it went to like all the little area to around and the
Yeah, you
courthouse
can go
and
see where Ben Franklin's buried. Yeah, that's great.
yeah, dude, I'm into that. Like I'm that comic where it's like, after the show, it's like, all right, man, I got to crash because I'm supposed to be going this little walking tour thing going on over here. Or I'm gonna go see,
Right.
and being in Seattle, I'm gonna go see Jimi Hendrix's grave or Bruce Lee and his son's grave. Let me
That's
see.
great.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Question number 2. Saving Private Ryan lost Best Picture Oscar to what movie?
Oh goodness.
This is like one of like the big like travesties of Hollywood. I don't know if you're into flicks.
I mean I do enjoy movies. My movie trivia has I will say is lacking. I'm gonna guess something like it was maybe like Shakespeare in Love or something like that.
Dude, you fucking hit it right on the head. Oh
Whoa!
man, that's
How
awesome.
funny! How funny! I don't
Dude,
know where I
that's
pulled that
dope.
out of.
Yeah, fucking Shakespeare in Love beat out fucking Saving Private Ryan. It's like rewatchability is ridiculous.
That's
Um,
crazy.
yeah, it. They were just talking to Spielberg. He's got a new flick coming out, and they were like, he's been doing this for like 50, 60 years now, just hitting just bangers.
Some people got it like that. Some people got a vision.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite Spielberg?
A favorite Spielberg? I don't know if I have a favorite Spielberg. There are definitely classics, and the one that is sticking in my mind right now is E.T. Only because my daughter is pointing now. That's
Okay.
one of the things in her development that happens around this age as she starts to point. And so what I will do is I'll point and we'll touch fingers. And my bit that I'll do with her is every time we touch index fingers, I'll pretend that I'm being electrified. So I'll just go, and it makes her laugh so hard, and it's the best feeling to get her to laugh. So we've been doing a lot of ET phone home with the added electric fence side
That's
effect.
funny. That's funny. She's like, you got something, Pop. You should do something with that. With you're good.
Yeah.
You're good. You. Okay. Question 3. Who was the first comedian to sell out Madison Square Garden?
Oh shoot. My debate. I'm debating between Dice and Eddie Murphy. Um, I'm gonna guess Dice.
Boom. And there we go. Another one. Get you another one on there. Dude, you're killing it right
That's
now.
Thank you, man. I remember hearing. I mean, there was a podcast talk of people talking about like doing Madison Square Garden, and I find it strange to. I mean, I guess it all feels like an ego thing
Mm-hmm.
to want to do the
You gotta
garden.
sell
I
it out.
guess
Yeah.
I guess if you are from New York, then maybe it had some added meaning. Like there's a being from the Bay Area, like I guess the garden version for me is like wanting to sell out the Palace of Fine Arts
Mm-hmm.
in San Francisco. Like
Yeah.
that would be what I would, or like the Nob Hill Masonic Center, just because like that's where I got to
Oh
see
yeah.
Patton Oswalt when
Mm-hmm.
I was just starting in comedy. Like those are the places that are that I guess everyone has that, but that's so funny that Dice is the first comic to do that. It's just
Yeah. What year did you start stand up?
my first open mic was in 2009,
Oh, okay.
and then I felt I wasn't doing it every day until like 2012 when I moved to LA
Mm-hmm.
because I was still in school up until then. So and I still kind of gave a shit about school. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean that was so. I mean it was yeah. It's been 17 years since I started, which is wild to think about.
That's crazy. Yeah, no. I came back in 2008 because that's what I was like. I'm pretty sure I've started with Stuart. I was like, I'm trying to figure out because like you're right because I would see you And then after a while, like I didn't know that you went to LA that soon because I was like, no wonder, because he went
Hmm.
off and went down there. And then after that, I started going on the road a lot. Like I became the road comic, the quintessential like, hey, I'm gonna go do Winnemucca because it's supposed to make you a better comic,
Right.
and all that other goofy shit. Um,
It
oh,
it
I'm
it
sorry.
teaches you something.
It does. It gives you gears. I'll tell you that.
Hmm.
It definitely. It's really weird how I see comics now. Um, they just have one gear, and it's like, this is who I am. This is what it is, and it's, if you don't get it, then you don't get it. And I'm like, that's not the job though. The job is to like figure it out. It's fun. It's supposed to be. You're not supposed to just do a monologue, man. You're supposed to, like you said, the connection. I really
Hmm.
feel like we can connect. I just need to. I always say like, there's I go, the greatest thing about being a comedian is that it's the ultimate form of manipulation. I got to get a whole room of strangers to like me. And
Hmm.
that's one of the toughest and craziest things to ever think that you have to do. It's like you meet people after 5 seconds and you're like, I don't like this motherfucker. And you could probably do that to me too. But now I have to be up here for 45 minutes and trick you not to just
Hmm.
to like me. It's interesting, insane, and it's fun.
Yeah,
it's Yeah, I'm sorry.
it is about connection. It
Mm-hmm.
really is, and I think, I mean, I some there's always exceptions. I mean, there are a handful of people that can get away with daring the audience to like them,
Mm-hmm.
and I commend those people. I've never been that stubborn or that confident that I could build an act off of that. For me, it was about like, there is, what I am experiencing does feel weird, but the more I talk about it, the more I find people who can relate.
Mm-hmm.
And that has been, and as I get older, the more I found I have been able to relate to people, even when the stuff I'm doing feels that much more specific.
Yeah, a lot of my stuff, the way, like, well, like maneuvers and stuff like that, it was more of like, because a lot of my stand up is I remember another comic asked me, he goes, well, I don't know why that joke works. It shouldn't though. And I was like, it's all because it's vulnerability. Like everything that you hear in my set is vulnerability, and everybody feels vulnerable at some point. So whether you don't like me or
Mhm.
not like that, you will understand at some point what I say. It's insecurity, vulnerability, and it's like, oh,
Mhm.
I didn't know that that happens to other people. I think like that as well. That's so funny. Or even if someone doesn't agree with me, like almost like a Bill Burrish type of thing. Bill Burr does it a little meaner, but like he will definitely. I don't like, people will laugh. They're like, I don't agree with you, but I get what you're saying. But so it's like, it's things like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, he's really good at, kind of. I think he's good at taking the opposite side of an argument and just kind of slowly but surely, weathering you down, and as an audience member, and getting you to be like, all right, okay, maybe there is some things. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is something to this.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
think? You
and
think?
another thing.
Fuck, man, that's great. That's a great impression, man. That's good.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's yeah, I did it in the special, and I've done it occasionally just out in the world, and it's funny to see how many people do know Bill Burr and how many people are like, okay, I don't know who this is, but it is funny that this person is this angry about something so trivial.
Yeah, for sure. Have you ever ran into him? You ever met Bill at all?
Yeah, I met
Mhm.
him. I mean, I worked at the Comedy Store as a door guy for 5 years, so I
Okay,
did
okay.
get
That's
to meet a lot of big comics.
mm,
And the I think the most intimate moment I had with Bill Burr, and I promise this will go into not like a creepy space. It's like the this comic Dean Del Rey,
mm,
funny friend of mine based in LA, also from the Bay Area. Used to be a roadie for the Stones, and
mm,
turned to comedy at a later age. But he's been killing it. He had this birthday show at the Comedy Store, and Bill Burr was going to headline it. But Dean, as a sort of thank you to the door guys, he told us to put our names in a hat, and whoever he was going to draw one of our names on stage, and whoever he picked was going to follow Bill
okay.
in a sold out main room, which is like 350 400 seat Las
Mm.
Vegas style showroom, and he picked me.
Oh shit.
And so I went backstage, and I'm waiting back there with Bill, and it's just us and sort of the quiet of the the backstage of the main room, and there's different parts of the backstage of the main room. There's the famous glass piano that looks like people have done all the drugs on
Right
top
on.
of.
Mm.
There's a bathroom that has a shower in it. Everything's black and patent leather and red and neon. It's very like 1980s fever dream. And so, but Bill and I are there. He's waiting to go on stage, and he's like, "I'm trying to figure out this thing with Kanye and Hitler." Like he's just quintessentially like trying to figure out bits,
Mm.
and he was just kind of speaking it out loud. And I don't think I had a ton to offer
Mm.
in terms of like tags that big, because I didn't one, I didn't know the shape of the bid, and also I was still kind of enjoying the rush of like, I'm going to go on stage in a sold out room after this guy. And but Dean was very kind and was like, "Hey, I want you to stick around and watch these guys, because these guys are going to be the next big comics."
Mm-hmm.
And so it made following Bill that much more a fun experience, and not a totally nerve wracking experience.
Did you ever experience any? Because they say that shit's haunted over there at the store. You experienced any of that?
Yeah, I will say that people do believe the club is haunted, and we used to give tours around Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't say I've seen anything where I encountered like a spirit or a ghost or anything like that. Everything that was haunting that happened at the store happened with real live people in the moment. uh,
Fucking.
so I feel like some people, I don't want to deny someone's experience
Oh shit.
with that. But I will say that the it's, I think you can believe it as much as you want to believe it,
Mm.
you know. But I definitely had some creepy experiences, but it was all like living people.
Oh okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, it's funny because I got to meet Bill Burr one time, and I got to go back to about Bill Burr, and it's like I got into an argument and didn't even know I was in the argument until like it was almost too late. I was like, I was, we were, it was me and Ernst and P Giovine, and we're over there performing in New Jersey. He was doing Red Bluff or something like that, and Ernst was opening for him, and we're just hanging out. And then they're talking football, and I had just said, he was like, who's the best quarterback, and I was like, Montana, like because Brady's tuck rule, and like the conversation went on for like 5 minutes, but he came back to me and he was like, and for the Raider fan, and he starts going in on me. And then he's telling me like, what about 76 and this and that? I'm like, I don't know. I'm born in 82. And then he was just like, it's on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube. And I was like, I don't have time to watch it on YouTube. And then in my head, it kicked in. It's like, yo, if you keep talking, you might ruin your comedy career. But then like, and then the next thought was like,
That's what it feels
or
like.
yeah, it feels like that. And I go, or you don't back down and you don't be a bitch. And I was like, all right. And so I just kept going back and forth with them. And then they were like, hey, they were like, why are you fucking with Carlos? And he was like, he's fucking with me. And about that. And then, and then he goes, and then he stops and he goes, you know what? Fair enough. And then they were like, so that's it? It's just over? Like, that's your whole, it's over now.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. And he was just talking. He goes, well, me and my wife were having this conversation that most of the time when I get in an argument, it's 49 to 51%. And he goes, most of the time I'm the 51% of the person that's perpetuating the argument. So
Right.
now it's just fair enough. Whenever I'm in an argument and it's a little too heated, fair enough. It's probably me. And I was like, well, that's great self-awareness. And so I was
Yeah,
like, all
you
right.
you you encountered Bill Burr at the beginning of his therapy journey.
Dude, I was like, oh fuck this. I go, this sucks. I was like, all right, man, all right. But no, I still like him. I still watch him and shit like that. But okay, I'm sorry. We'll roll on to the next question. We're only on question 4. Hilarious.
Oh, good.
Okay, so here we go. Question number 4. Name an NFL team that hasn't won a Super Bowl. I think there's like
NFL
7 or
team.
8. Yeah.
NFL team that hasn't won a Super Bowl. I'm going to guess. There's a part of me that wants to say the Bills because they got close, but didn't in that time period in the '90s. But I don't know if they won one before that. I'm going to guess like the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Boom. You got Bills and the Jaguars have not won. Yes. Look at
Oh,
that.
really? Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
Berkeley represent. All the way.
That's what I learned.
Yeah.
NFL trivia.
NFL trivia, movie
That was my
trivia.
minor.
Is dude shit.
It is, yeah, it's the opposite of women's studies.
Yeah. That'd be the greatest. These are the teams that haven't won at all. The Lions, the Bills, the Vikings, Bengals, Falcons, Panthers, Browns, Jaguars, Texans, Cardinals, Titans, and Chargers. That's a lot.
Wow.
I didn't know it was that many. But all right.
Few.
On to the next. Do you have a team?
I mean, I'm always gonna, rep Bay Area sports. So I
Mhm.
mean, I would always say, like, if the Niners are doing well, I'm thrilled. If the Raiders were doing well when they were in the Bay, I would be thrilled as well.
Mhm.
The same thing with the Giants or the A's. I mean, for me, I grew up a soccer fan, so like
Oh, okay.
I was at San Jose Earthquakes games a lot,
Okay.
and I think I was even at games when they were the Clash. That was the other name that they had for a while. I just got some San Jose Clash like retro merch that I am very excited to rock. But yeah, I was there when Landon Donovan was playing for the Earthquakes and they won the MLS Cup in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And this was around the time that David Beckham came to the MLS, and they had this incredible comeback against the LA Galaxy to
That's right. The
win the MLS
Galaxy.
Cup. And then, but then the Earthquakes left because they were losing money playing at San Jose State and became the Houston Dynamo. And they just brought the Earthquakes back. And now, after so many years of toil and pity and sadness, they are doing so well right now. Like this year, they are doing very well in the MLS. Like I think they're either first or second right now in the Western Conference. So like I have a glimmer of hope. I'm ready for it to dissipate. I'm ready for it to just turn to mush and ash in my mouth.
Is the cup coming soon?
So MLS is going to eventually change their season structure to resemble the European leagues, where it will start in like August and end in May. But they're still operating almost like baseball season.
Okay.
Where they start in March and they end in the fall. So they're kind of in the thick of it right now.
Okay. I know that I think Sacramento's been trying to get a team, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
It could. I mean, it's like it basically costs like $1 billion
yeah,
to add a franchise.
They got the A's, but the A's they desperately want to come here to Vegas, and I don't know, man. I'm an A's fan, so either way, it benefits me. But it sucks that they did. I'm so sad that they let Oakland. It ruined. Okay, so I got married the day before the last game, and I was gonna go. And then I was like, I can't leave my new wife to go see the A's. But it was funny because it's like in my head, I was justifying it. I was like, I've only known her for like 5 years. Like I've been an A's fan all my life. And I was like, dude. And so
A's are my wife. This is my mistress.
Yeah. Man, it was funny because she's a Giants fan, and she definitely doesn't like the A's now anymore at all because like. Like me and my brother were in our rooms, and it was funny because my brother's girl and my wife were both talking. They're like, yeah, these guys were in the room crying and shit, watching clips like all day. She was like, I know, I could ruin my wedding day. And I was like, it was so sad. But yeah, and then I follow him to Sacramento. I'll follow him anywhere. I don't even care. I'm a Raider fan too, so it's like I follow him anywhere.
Can I offer you some trivia?
What's that?
Oakland A's, San Jose Earthquakes. Same owner.
Really?
John Fisher.
John Fisher. Oh wow. Oh, and then he moved and all that other shit too.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, the anguish that you feel is he's doing it on an interdisciplinary level to both of us.
You know what's funny is like I really like San Jose. I don't think it gets a lot. It's proper due as being like Bay Area ish. Like people don't really.
Yeah.
But it's a really.
It is far from a lot of things that I was doing, day to day. But I mean, if you're gonna plop yourself in a city, there is a ton to do. It is a diverse city. I've always felt that San Jose was like a city of the future in terms of like
Hmm.
how evenly distributed like the city was, ethnically. Like
Hmm.
you don't see that in a lot of cities.
Yeah.
And some incredible food, and you're not far from some beautiful nature. Whether you want to go to a rural area like Watsonville to go to wineries, or you want to go to Santa
Yeah.
Cruz, like you have a lot at your disposal in San Jose.
Yeah, man. Or even like you like Monterey could be a day trip, It's
Yeah,
so
easy.
dope. And then there was what else to do like around San Jose? What was I just about to say about San Jose? Fuck, I forgot. There's a little diner too. There's a good food.
Mhm.
Favorite stage, man. Favorite stage is San Jose Improv.
Yeah, San Jose
Every
Improv is incredible.
Oh man, I every time I walked on that stage and did a set, it was like, oh, like this is what a comedian feels like that wood floor with this
Mhm.
with the and then the way that the whole crowd when it's filled, it just goes up forever, and the
Yeah.
laughs just hang around. Oh, it's the one I would get on that stage, and when I would go grab the mic, I felt like I did something right finally, I was
Yeah.
like I went to school for a month straight, and I'm doing something like, oh, I'm getting an award. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, it felt like a graduation. It felt like doing the Apollo. It felt like performing at an opera house, because that's, I think, what it used to be. It's like
Hmm.
it was, it does. And just the idea of like how far you have to travel from the green room to the stage, I think there's some majesty to that, of
Yeah.
like, oh, that's how big this place is. I have to really plan my walk to get
Yeah.
on stage. Otherwise, I'm going to get introduced and I'm going to be sprinting.
Yeah.
uh, it's like
Yeah.
there's some elevated element to this.
Even yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about the green room too. Like the green room is dope because it has that like little almost East Coast feel to it, because it has a fire escape, and the
Yeah.
sign is like right there, so the neon
Hmm.
blazes into the room. It feels cool. It's just cool as fuck. I love that room, man. I love that
It's
little
bigger than
place.
most of the apartments I've lived in.
Yeah, no shit. You are not lying. It's got some space. Like
Yeah, I
oh
can
fuck.
stretch out in here.
I'm telling you. All right, here we go. Okay, we're halfway through right now. Question
Okay.
5. This is a history question.
Mhm.
Name 2 countries that were involved in the Louisiana Purchase.
Two
Or I should
countries
say,
that were
name the 2
involved in
countries that were involved.
um I mean, I'm trying to. Part of me wants to say this is a trick question, but I mean, like, yeah, the U.S. purchased it from France. So, are you
Boom.
talking about those two countries? Okay, great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there it is. Boo, you're killing it. Oh man. All right. Okay. 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 Here we go. Maybe we'll get you on this one. What does RICO stand for in the RICO Act?
Like as an acronym?
Yeah.
Oh shoot. I want to say racketeering.
Yup.
I'm not sure. I feel like I'm blanking on the other ones. Racketeering, interstate criminal organization.
Close. It's
No.
racketeering, influenced, and corrupt organizations.
Oh, got it. Got it.
Yeah, good though.
Good
I
to
mean,
know.
yeah, that was impressive though, man. You were on the go. All right,
Yeah.
so, okay. Number 7. Who is the current host of Wheel of Fortune?
Oh shoot. Who's the current host? Is it Ryan Seacrest?
Yeah, that's crazy. I
Well, I
would,
mean, to be fair, you could give that name, and that would answer a lot of different trivia
yeah,
questions, right? Who else is doing this job? It's still Seacrest. What?
yeah. He does everything. He'll take it all. Okay,
White Steve Harvey.
yeah, definitely. Oh, that's right. They're pageant presenters, game show hosts, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know Pat Sajak like stopped, and then I was like, oh, I don't know if Vanna White still does the card turning or not. I'm not too sure,
Yeah,
but
I'm not sure.
yeah, that was the thing too. It's like it just blows my brain too that Bob Barker's not Price is Right, and it's been Drew Carey, but it's been Drew Carey for years, but it's still in my brain that it's Bob
Mhm.
Barker.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, number 8. Which was the first state to cede the United States and form the Confederacy?
Oh, to secede?
Yeah.
Oh goodness. I'm stuck between two. I want to say South Carolina.
Okay. Is that what your final answer?
I know Virginia was the capital of the Confederacy, but I'm gonna say South Carolina.
Boom. There it is. Yeah. Got it. Like a champ, like a fucking champ over here.
That's crazy. It's funny where those little pieces of information just kind of live in our brains,
Yeah.
and we have to sometimes dig them out. It's like, how am I? It is. I'm sure those things will be eventually pushed out by other things that I need to take care of with my family.
Yeah. Yeah.
To write
That's
this down before
it's
we
so
got a
funny.
new daycare routine that I gotta
I'm gonna throw all those files out. I gotta delete all that. All right. So number 9. Name the song Eric Clapton wrote for his son that passed away.
Oh, what I'm playing the song in my mind. Like,
How does
I
it
want
go?
to say it's like if I know it's like if I saw you in heaven, like would you know my I want to say Tears in Heaven. Is that
Boom,
it?
there it is. And
Tears in Heaven. Wow. How
so
crazy.
good. So good. Okay, so here's our final question. This is
Final question. Okay.
Final Jeopardy. You can wager as many points as you want.
Sure.
And it's and the topic is sports, Bay
Okay.
Area sports.
Okay.
If you let me know if you whatever you'd like to wager.
Okay. I will wager I'll wager 5 points.
5 points. Okay, for 5 points right now. Who was the first Latino head coach and quarterback duo to win 2 Super Bowls?
To win 2 Super Bowls. In the Bay Area.
Yeah, the coach was Latino, and so was the quarterback.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Whew. Yeah, it's funny. I'm trying to when I think about coaching duos. I mean, I go back to the heyday of Steve Mariucci and Steve Young. But you didn't ask me about Steves. You asked me about Latinos. and unless Steve Young is Esteban Young, and there's more Latinos in the Mormon Church than I'm aware of.
Right?
I am screwed. Whew, man. It kind of makes me wonder, like, was Joe Montana Latino? That he did not present Latino.
I know, like Tony Montana.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was Jose Montana. Which makes me think it must be something like from the Raiders' heyday. But like, wasn't that when Madden was coach? Oh man, I'm not sure, man. I am. Yeah, I'm stumped.
Okay, it was Tom Flores for the Raiders. They won 2. Tom Flores and Jim Plunkett is another the Latino quarterback, and they won 2. And Tom Flores just recently got into the Hall of Fame. Yeah,
well, good for him. Yeah, I would never have gotten that. That's crazy.
Yeah. They beat the who they beat? They beat the Eagles, and they also beat the Redskins in the Super Bowl.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah, man. Well, what you call it? It was great having you, man. It was good stuff.
Thank you very much, Carlos. I'm great catching up, and hopefully get to hang out in person sometime.
Yeah, man. If you're ever in town, let me know. Come on out. And if you have the family too with you, you got some spare rooms and can hang out and shit, meet the wife, and have a good time.
Are you still in Vegas?
Yeah. I'm in Vegas. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll hit you up next time in Vegas because I do go a couple times a year because I have relatives out that way. So
awesome. When are you going to be? Where are you going to be at soon in comedy?
Yes. So I am headlining the Gold Room at Mic Drop Comedy in San Diego on Saturday, the May 30th. So it is a 7:30 show, and I'm going to be up in the Bay Area at the end of June. I got one date so far confirmed. I'm going to be headlining in Mountain View, California, at the SFV The Lodge, and that's on June 27th. That's a 7 p.m. show. More dates coming, but everything that people can know about me is at stuartthompsoncomedy.com.
Right on, right on. Okay, man. Well, like I said, good to see you, man, and hopefully everything goes well. And blessings to you and your family.
Thank you. Likewise, dude.
Right on.